Hey traders, KB here with OnToTrade. I want to make a little follow-up video to a really important principle here at OnToTrade that we really focus on. You've heard me say many times, the key to a great risk reward is having a great entry. And so let me show you here. So I've got my dome over here and I've got a few different setups that I use depending on what I'm trading. For the moment, I'm going to pick a 10-point stop with a 50-point target. And I'm going to enter a limit order here, and we'll take a look at what happens. Now, with that limit order at 63, my initial stop is going to be right there at 53. Keep in mind, I'm not showing you a setup here. I'm showing you the discipline about how to have a disciplined entry that's based on risk-reward. Now, what you'll notice is I'm not chasing this. I don't care what the price action is doing. My setup dictates that if this were my ultimate risk, then this is where my entry would have to be. Now let's make an adjustment here. Let's say that my ultimate risk, the place that I'm absolutely not willing to be long if it trades below this tail right here. So what I would do is pull down to here. I can see that price level is at about 36. That means I need my entry to be down here at 46, okay? And so look, if price doesn't come back here and fill me right here, then I don't enter this trade. I'm looking for a double bottom right here, and in order for that double bottom to work, it can't trade below this level. Now maybe you say, well, it shouldn't trade below the open or the close of those candles. Okay, I'm with you. So let's move that up to 40. That means I can move my entry up to 50. Okay? So look, that's the key to a great risk reward. No matter what the setup is, if you're trading this pivot, if you're trading some of these continuations down here, you start with your risk. And whatever you say, this is the ultimate risk. This is the place where I'm wrong, where it's not continuing down, or where it's not reversing. Whatever the setup is that you're trading, if you start by establishing the line in the sand where you're wrong, then looking at the math. How much of a stop do my rules allow me to take? If it's 10 points on the NQ, then your entry can be 10 points above or below that stop, depending on whether or not you're wanting to get long or short. By allowing the ultimate risk, the place for your stop loss, to instruct your entry, you by default create a better risk reward. Now, if you say, well, I've got a 50-point range, I put a 50-point stop, and therefore I can get filled here. Guess what? If your reward is up here at 50, and you've got your stop down here at 50, like a 1-to-1 ratio, you're guaranteed to fail. That ratio doesn't work. You've got to be closer to a 5-to-1 risk-reward ratio. So this trade entered at about 63. That means my stop's got to be right here. And again, this is just a theoretical example. I'm not showing you an actual setup that we take. It's about risk-reward and letting the risk instruct your entry, and that your reward has to be at least 5 times what your risk is. Some guys do a 2-to-1 risk-reward, some a 3-to-1. The bigger your risk-reward ratio is, the more you can actually be wrong and still be profitable. Whatever you do, trade smart, trade confident, trade OnToTrade.